Murph's Card Town has been open for nearly 4 years, and I thought it would be a great time to make a video about the top 4 lessons that I've learned by being open with a local card shop for 4 years. And stick around to the end because we got a nice bonus one that might leave you inspired, optimistic, and have yourself leaving this video headstrong, really wanting to go out there and make things work for your hobby endeavors. Now, I want to clarify, I'm not going to include... This video was brought to you by my loyal patrons through the channel membership program. Pledge today and receive exclusive perks, benefits, early access to videos, and more. Link in the description. Yo, hard work. Make sure you're doing the right thing. Make sure you're doing this thing. Like, I want to make sure these are really good, hard, solidified points that maybe you didn't even think of. But of course, those basic ones, they are very useful too. Again, make sure you're showing up on time. Make sure you're putting in the work. Make sure you're staying up to date on bills. Like, those are all good things. Don't get me wrong. But I don't want this video to be kind of, crowded with that. Again, this first point here, I think is kind of outside the box. Stay motivated, stay passionate, stay driven. Now, what do I mean by all of that? Well, don't get into this hobby, or even a card shop, if that's what if you want this video's purpose to be, is, hey, I need an extra push to open my own card shop, or hey, I need an extra push to open my own eBay store, or to be a vendor at a card show. Whatever this video's purpose is serving for you, make sure you're passionate about it. If you're passionate about the hobby, just buying and selling and trading, that's great. But you got to stay motivated and driven. Don't just kind of be flamboyant, hanging around for a month, and next thing you know, you're gone. What was the point of that? That's just a phase, a fad you're going through, and that's totally fine. But again, I feel like if you watch this video, you want it to serve a higher purpose than, let me just have a little bit of fun here. Like yesterday, a guy came in the shop. He was like, do you have any Jaden Daniel cards? I'm like, I don't have any in the case, but I know I got a couple around back. You want me to grab them? Oh, it's not a big deal. And I'm like, well, if you're an interested buyer, I'm happy to show them to you. It's like, don't bother. Then why did you ask if you weren't going to buy? So again, just stay motivated, stay driven, stay passionate about yourself, your endeavors in this space. Again, no matter what you're doing, you're trying to set up as a show vendor, you're trying to be an eBay seller, you're trying to open your own card shop, your own whatnot, channel, whatever it may be. Motivated, driven, passionate. Make sure you stay those 3 things. This is one that kind of flies under the radar, but it is very, very, very important, especially when you're buying cards. And that is, you always have to conduct your research. Now, when I'm buying cards, you have to do research. As a shop owner, you need to be confident that whatever the value of the card is that you and the seller agree on, that is the true value. You're not missing a mysterious comp that's a little too high or a little too low. You're not missing any sales to begin with. You got to make sure you have the right card there that you're looking up and that you're physically holding, because all it takes is one bad sale, too high or too low, and it's going to completely screw you over. So make sure you're always doing your research, making sure that you're always up to date on your data, on your information by doing your necessary research and your necessary due diligence is extremely, extremely important. Number 3 is you have to adapt. Now, this is something that I think I've done very, very well. And anybody looking to open their own card shop who wants to just be Pokemon or just be sports, listen, that's great, and I'm rooting for you. But you got to be willing to adapt. When I first opened Murph's Card Town, I just wanted to be a sports shop. Sports cards with a little bit of memorabilia. Well, the memorabilia sales weren't doing anything, so I kind of adapted away from it. I started selling Pokemon only because people kept asking and asking and asking, and I didn't want to keep saying no. So I was like, listen, I don't know anything about it, but let me try to get a few ETBs, some tins, and let's just see what that can do. And fast forward 3 years later, Pokemon is arguably, if not, it is the best seller here at Murph's Card Town. I didn't know anything about it. I was a Yu-Gi-Oh kid growing up. I did my research about Pokemon, again, circling back to our previous point, and I adapted. I was willing to adapt. Now, not everything that you adapt is going to pan out like it did for me in Pokemon. I adapted and I tried selling Magic, One Piece, Dragon Ball Z, Yu-Gi-Oh, other TCG, other anime TCG, like My Hero Academia, Akora, MetaZoo I even tried with for a little bit. So I adapted to a bunch of other areas of TCG. and it didn't work. So not everything you adapt to will work. So you got to make sure you do your research and you adapt accordingly, appropriately, what you think and feel is the right decision for you. Hopefully you make the right choice, because if you adapt too many times in the wrong way, it could backfire and you could lose a lot of capital, a lot of money, a lot of possibilities, and that's just something we just do not want happen. I want to take a second in the middle of this video to kind of mention that only 7%, guys, 7% of the viewers here on the Murph's Car Town YouTube channel are subscribed to the channel. So I just kind of want to mention real quick, if you're part of the 93% that aren't subscribed and you're watching this video and you're enjoying this content, please consider smashing the giant red subscribe button. I would greatly appreciate the love and support. I'm definitely trying to build a really good foundational base of viewers, passionate hobby enthusiasts here over on YouTube. We just passed 1,500 subscribers, so I definitely appreciate that from everyone that is subscribed. But if you are part of the 93% that aren't subscribed yet, I would really appreciate it if you could smash that red giant subscribe button. Thank you, and hopefully you enjoy the rest of the video. Number 4, and I think this is super crucial, especially for us shop owners. If you are a vendor at a show, this absolutely applies to you, but you gotta hold your ground in deals. If you don't want to pay more for a card, hold your ground. If you don't want to sell a card for that low, hold your ground. If you're stuck on 50, you're not going to pay more than 50. That's fine. Listen, it's their card. It's the seller's card. So they can price it for whatever they want. And you are only willing to pay 50, but he's stuck at 70, 65 or whatever, but you don't want to pay more than 50. That's okay. They are entitled to have their card priced at whatever they want, and you are entitled to be able to only spend whatever you want on the card. And if you don't make a deal, that is okay. Sometimes the best deals that don't happen are the best deals, because you don't want to, all right, fine, I'll give you the 65 for it. Next thing you know, because you didn't do your research, there's a sale that you missed for 40. Now you're $25 in the hole on it. So again, don't want to sell you that card for anything less than 50. You're offering me 30. That's fine. It's my card. I'm entitled to hold my ground at 50. I don't care what the last comp is. If I'm not willing to sell it to you, that shouldn't be a problem. Again, sometimes the best deals are the ones that don't happen. All these points and all these lessons kind of intertwine with each other, because running any kind of business, there's so much that goes on. The chances of something over here intertwining with something over here is just so probable. Now listen, I've made videos before. Just get rid of the stuff, move on from it. Take that capital, put it into something else, take that value or that asset, whether it was trade or from actually selling it, put it to something else. There are times where you should just, all right, whatever, fine. Whatever. That's for you to make, for you to decide, not for me. But I really do think that holding my ground on deals is a major lesson that I've been able to learn, because when I first opened, I have it for 20, you're offering me 10, you don't want to settle at 15, fine. I just want to make the sale. I just want to make the sale. I want to build a relationship. I want to build a customer base. Fine. So I feel like early on, I was really willing to, whatever, go ahead, fine. But at the end of the day, make sure that you hold your ground, whether you're on one end of the table or the other end, because it is extremely important, especially if you didn't do your research, especially if you're not motivated, because if you lose out on a deal because you overpaid for it, then you're going to be really sour and you're like, oh, I want to get out of this hobby. So those are my 4 big lessons that I've learned since I've opened Murph's Car Town 4 years ago. And the bonus tip, the bonus lesson that I have for you guys today to walk away with, and hopefully when you click off this video, you're like, wow, guys, it's super simple. It's not rocket science. If you can get better, get better. Super simple, right? If there's an opportunity for you to adapt and get better, do it. If there is a deal out there that you think that you can really maximize to help sell and get capital, or be able to flip and trade and bring in better stuff, do it. Because whenever there's a chance to get better, you should absolutely consider it. Do your research and consider it. And then if it makes sense, absolutely go do it. For me, Pokemon was there. I saw it. I took a chance. I adapted and I got better from it. And I've learned my lessons with the other TCG and stuff. And hey, listen, that didn't work out, and that is totally okay. Sometimes I get into cards that just didn't work out. Sometimes I get deals that just don't work out. However, when they do work out and they do pan out, boy, are they absolutely rewarding. So, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for watching this video. I really, really do appreciate the love and support. Please make sure you smash the thumbs up button if you liked this video. Comment down below anything that you thought was very enlightening, anything you kind of want to highlight, mention in the comment section that really stuck with you, anything that you've learned in your journey in this hobby. Drop that down below in the comment. I'd love to kind of share, have a conversation, and really kind of help spread motivation in this hobby with others. Because maybe someone else reading a comment and be like, oh wow, Murph didn't mention that, but I like that comment. Yeah, that sticks with me. Also, consider subscribing to the channel if you haven't done so already, as I'll greatly appreciate the love and support by smashing that giant red subscribe button. Check out the channel membership program if you haven't done so already, so you can see this video and other videos early, well before the public. Plus, there's also other exclusive perks, benefits, and rewards there as well. But that will wrap it up for this video, guys. Thank you so much again for joining me. If you enjoyed this video, I've queued up an excellent video right there, somewhere around here for you guys, that I do believe is going to be excellent for your hobby endeavors. Hopefully, I'll see you in that one.